Stereotypes are funny things. Do New Yorkers have a more aggressive attitude? That's a stereotype. I think so. Am I a Jew who doesn't practice Judaism but still has that Jewish edge? That's a stereotype. I think it's true. If you're a pretty girl, are you going to get treated differently by guys and girls than if you're big, fat, and with hair on your lip? I don't want to say the word ugly. Are you going to be treated differently? Of course. That's a stereotype. I say that you've got to know your stereotypes and decide if they're the truth. I have plenty of stereotypes that I think are true. Like, when I watch television at night, I believe I'm watching the truth every single night, even though I'm a filmmaker and been doing it for 44 years, it still fools me. So I wonder what the rest of America's thinking when they watch the news at night. I mean, that's incorrect, but I fall into everybody else's trap. The truth wasn't created by run the camera and see what happens. That's YouTube. As George Lucas said last month or month before that in a conference I attended, he said, you know, there's art and there's YouTube, which he called circus. Art, he said, is the truth behind the facts. There's a line for you guys. The truth behind the facts. Kirk Wolfinger in directing Kansas didn't show me a fact because nothing was real, except it was real. It was how the harvest felt to Kansans and to the world. And when Kansans saw this film, even though they knew it was staged, because the whole state had talked about how we had put up this $25,000 to fake it, people were sobbing in the audience. I mean, at the reality of it, the truth of it. So that's really the bottom line. My ultimate audience is the woman who lived where the guy got killed. That's who you're making this film for. You want to know why this guy did it, and yet you know if you attack him, you won't get it. You're not going to get to Castro. Great Castro turned awry. You know, great individual. Hero. Ultimate hero turned awry, gone bad. So you want to get there. That's your goal. So you say, okay, I'm putting aside what happened, and instead I want to understand him so that I can get to the place where he could do such a thing. When I was your age, I interviewed Henry Kissinger, who was young, older than me, but young. And I asked Henry Kissinger, how come you messed up in Iran? At the time we were, you know, it was Jimmy Carter era, and we were engaged with Iran, and something went wrong, and Iran turned Muslim. And I didn't ask it arrogantly. I asked it innocently, but nonetheless direct. And he turned to me, and his answer, which is so brilliant, it's in the movie that I made, was, don't you ask that question of me, boy. Until you've had your feet to the fire, until you have been in my situation, you can't know what making those decisions is like. Now, I didn't know that I was going to get this 5-minute response at the end, but I never asked that question quite that way again of people like that. It's not a matter of just putting aside my prejudice. It's a matter of my ultimate goal. And in talking to people in front of the camera, your goal is to draw out things that will affect your audience. And you're the intermediary, the director, the ballet conductor.
I'm gonna build me a satellite, and rock around the moon, Tell the chicks on Mars I'm a-coming up to see them soon.
I loved it, so I thank you, and I thank you for that compliment. It's got a little bit of wood,